Hello, you're right. This is going to be a review of my Zontes ZT125U. If you watch any of my previous videos, obviously I haven't been about for a few months because I had to get rid of my Aprilia. I will put in a little clip of why I had to get rid of the Aprilia now. Long story short, I ended up on the local news for doing wheelies and being a prat, and yeah, I was pretty recognisable on the Aprilia because the graphics kit and my exhaust and everything like that and what I wore, so unfortunately it had to go. So I ended up getting this instead. I know it's Chinese, but the Aprilia was Chinese, just like every other 125 that comes out now pretty much is, and even the big bikes, you know, everything's made in China nowadays. But yeah, I haven't been active in a little while. Like I say, my GoPro's been playing up a little bit, and my phone's absolutely, this is my old phone, which is absolutely destroyed. So yeah, so I've had, you know, trouble trying to film and just, yeah, but here we are, new bike. I've had this for about 3 months now, I think, maybe 4. Obviously I've done a fair few miles. I think I've done about 3,000-4,000 on this, which I'll show you obviously in a second. I'll show you around the bike first. Obviously we'll go over modifications and stuff as well in this video. Yeah, as you can see, it's a beautiful looking bike. I seen this on the internet literally the night before I got it, and I seen it and I was like, this is the bike I want. It's the nicest 125 I've ever seen by far. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the styling, or I don't know, it's just, to me it's just absolutely beautiful. No, it sounds probably a bit corny saying it or whatever, but I don't really care. I think it's styled so nice. Yeah, absolutely, it's a sick bike. Going from my Aprilia SX 125, like I say, go and watch previous videos if you're thinking of getting one of them, or I've got one. Yeah, compared to this, they're absolute shit. And that was, yeah, the SX 125, and that was a 2022 model. I got that in January. This one's a week older than that one basically, but it had less miles when I got this one, because I didn't get this one new. It was just, yeah, it was 2-3 months old when I got it. Yeah, first thing we'll go over the modifications and just things I've done. Right, as you can probably see, first things I did was get rid of stock mirrors, which go in here because they were just hideous. So I got rid of them, put some nice underbar ones on. This one I need to super glue because it's a little bit loose, and I dropped the bike today for the first time, which I'll explain in a little bit. Yeah, obviously we've got the tail tidy stock. The bike comes with like a side mounted number plate that would come up here on a bar and sit around here. It's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, doesn't go with the bike, so this is just a eBay cheap sort of universal tail tidy. We've got some L brackets under there, and then what I've had to do is, it was really awkward getting to all underneath here, so what I've done is obviously ran the wire up there, and I've used like what you'd use for a skirting board just to put it there. I know it's not pretty, but it does the job. Yeah, moving on, obviously as you can see, we've got an exhaust system. I got this with the bike, but it wasn't on there when I got it, and it turned out he'd actually bought an exhaust system for an MT125, so I've still got the stock downpipe with the cat in it, the cat in it, and then obviously I've welded on the link pipe and then the can, and then just made myself a little bracket to go onto the rear foot peg sort of bracket. Yeah, it's nice and sturdy. Like I say, it's all been welded. Yeah, sounds good. I haven't ran it with a baffle yet, I've only ran it without, but yeah. Right, moving on to like a few of the features on the bike. It has obviously got ABS front and back, which is alright. When I had the Aprilia before this, it was the only other bike I've ever, like 125 I've ever ridden with ABS, out of like 35 bikes, and that was just on the front, which was alright. Because I like to do skids and shit, and obviously, you know, do a bit of drifting and stuff, so be a bit of a hoon, but can't really do that on this, because obviously if you stamp on the brake to like do a skid or something, it engages and disengages like obviously ABS does. It doesn't lock up, it stops you from locking up obviously, so so it's, you know, it's safe, but it's yeah, it's, if you want to be a bit of a hoon. I don't know if you can turn it off, I haven't actually looked into it. The Aprilia had a thing where you'd press so many buttons and turn it on and off and things like that, and then you'd basically be able to turn the ABS off and on, but I'm not sure if you could do it on these. Obviously other than that, yeah, like I say, the brake's absolutely amazing. You can see these massive discs. Yeah, stop size no tomorrow. It's ideal. I've just put a new fresh tyre on it, so it's going really well with that. The other thing you'll see mods wise that I've done is I've carbon fibre. It's not an amazing job, as you can see, especially on the edges where a little bit of water's got in now, which I didn't do all the way around. You see, yeah, carbon fibre wrap, like I say, all on there. There's a little bit up here. I've done all the clocks in carbon fibre wrap, all that. Did these the other day. Like I say, I'm not a professional rapper, so it's not great, but it looks alright. Here's the other side. Like I say, it's not too bad. It's my first ever time doing it. And it's quite a funny shape, so I obviously had to do that bit in 2 halves, so that was like 1 half, and then there's the line where it comes over. Yeah, other than that, I've put some Thrasher stickers on it, and that's literally it mods wise, and some lightsaber sort of dust cap covers. Oh, and I've also got, I can't show you them because I have to wire up a new USB port for the bike, but that is for neon lights, obviously. Got a remote and everything, so I can do that. I know it's a bit corny, but I only have it for the blue so that it matches this because it looks kind of sick. Yeah, other than that, like I say, I haven't really done anything to the bike. It's pretty standard. It's not a lot more I want to do to it, really. It's a really nice looking bike as it is, as you can obviously see. Handling wise, the bike handles amazing. It's you know, it maxes out with me on it at 75, 76, and then it's obviously limited. I don't know whether that's a rev limiter or what it is, but you know, there's obviously something there. So yeah, like I say, 75, 76. I'm only small, so I'm like 9.5 stone, and you know, yeah, 9.5 stone and what, like 5'8", so I'm not tall, I'm not big, so you know, I'm literally flat out everywhere. So like I say, on the bends, I'm happy to go around the bends flat out. It handles absolutely lovely. Yeah, really nice and punchy. It's the full 14.7 horsepower or whatever it is now, so it's bang on the cusp of what you're allowed. If you look closely, other than this side, because it's got a different clutch in it, it's basically got a slip clutch in this, which is really good, really smooth. Yeah, it's really nice, you know. It's not essential, you don't really need it, but it's just nice that it's there. But like I say, other than this side where it's different, this cover's basically different, you'll basically see, if you've seen the engines before, it's basically like designed to look exactly like a WR engine, MT engine. You also see the same down there. If you look, it's literally a copy of the MT 125 engine. Yeah, the only thing I was a bit hesitant on when I first got the bike as well was I seen the rectifier was obviously in front of the front sprocket, which, you know, I thought that's a bit of a silly design, but it's not the end of the world. It's literally those 2 bolts and then the 2 bolts behind, so it's not that bad really. Just, you know, looking for something to moan about, I guess. But yeah, that was that. Yeah, what more can I really say about it? Obviously, there's a lot of electronics on this bike. Obviously, it's keyless, so I just obviously have this in my pocket. Come up to the bike, press the unlock button there. Obviously, everything comes on. Fuel pump engaging. And then on here you can see got 7,668 miles already. It's, you know, the bike was only registered in January of this year, so you know, I live in Devon, so I do a lot of miles down here. Yeah, looking on here, you'll see we've got an electronic fuel cap and an electronic seat release. Obviously, the fuel cap opens the fuel cap, and then obviously there you go. Got a nice big fuel tank on this. I think it is, what was it? 12.5 litres. I say I do about 250 miles on a tank. On this as well, you've got sport mode and eco mode. I've not noticed any difference between the two, performance or like fuel wise. To me, it's been exactly the same. I've not noticed any difference. Obviously, you've got a fuel gauge, which is amazing. My Aprilia SX didn't have that, so you just had to look in the tank and give it a wiggle like the old days. Temperature gauge, I like having that. Don't know why. I know it's nothing major, but you know, I can get the bike up to a nice temperature, know when it's ready to go. And then yeah, I know if it's running too hot. Like I say, it doesn't overheat because it's new, it shouldn't. It runs at 82 degrees on like when it's going, and then when we get into town or it's doing slow paces, it tends to get up to about 90, just because it's not getting the air, obviously. But yeah, that's standard. Yeah, there's, like I say, it's got the seat release as well, which is nothing major, but it's nice. Lift that up, and then that obviously gives you access down to that one. We've got hazard lights. That's got to be one of my favourite things about this bike, to be honest. I've never had a 125 with hazard lights, so that got me really excited. Obviously, you can see you've got a nice 2 side lights that come on without the engine. Headlights are sick, they're so bright as well. I'll get onto that in a sec. But yeah, hazards front and back, really nice looking brake light. I know it's nothing major, but it just looks really nice and clean. Obviously if I get too far away it'll turn itself off in a minute. There you go. That's it, unlock it. So it basically, I think in another video I've seen, it says about 1 metre away. Realistically I've been, you know, 2 metres away from it and it still worked. One of the things I also thought when I got this was, you think that's it alarming itself. It's not it alarming itself. It doesn't have an alarm, so someone could literally push that away now and there's nothing stopping them, you know what I mean? So don't don't put all your trust in that being an alarm or whatever. And the other thing is, if you've got the key, if you've got the key and you're close, say I was stood here and the bike was running and someone jumped on it and started riding, and I jumped off to, I don't know, give someone something out of my bag or something like that, and someone jumped on the bike and rode away, they will keep going. All that will happen is the hazard lights will just keep flashing and the bike will keep beeping. But if they turn the bike off, they won't be able to turn it back on again, obviously, because then it will register. But I've tried it with a few of my mates now and let them ride it around the car park, and they've gone, you know, a couple 100 metres up the road and they're still going. So, you know, like I say, don't put all your confidence in it. It's really good, obviously. Like I say, the other downfall is if you lose your key, like I did the other day for the first time. I had a wristband key which I happened to lose when I was in Primark somehow. Basically I was fucked altogether, because the other thing that's on this bike, like I say, everything's electric pretty much. So if you want to put the steering lock on, you just hold in the button. Just give it a sec. It doesn't matter which position you've got the bars in. You just hold in the button, hit the click. That's steering lock. Turn it to the left. And that's it locked. But the trouble is, if you lose the key and you've not put the steering lock on, obviously you then can't put the steering lock on whilst you go and get your spare key, like I found out. So I had to get someone to, you know, bring me a disc lock so I could lock it up securely, and then try and get my spare key. And the trouble is as well, it's not like just going and getting another key cut. It'll, you know, I'll have to get a new fob or something, I guess. I don't really know how it works, but I need to figure that one out because I've screwed myself over a little bit. Yeah, the bike sounds amazing. Sounds really nice. It's nothing major. Obviously, I've kept the cat on there for now, so it's not like straight through. Could be louder, but I don't think I'd want it any louder. It's yeah, it's definitely loud enough. The gearing set up really nice on it, like the sprockets and stuff like that. It's nice on the hills. Loses a bit of power, but obviously it's a fucking 125, and I'm not expecting it to go flat out up the hills. Yeah, like I say, top speed 75. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's all right for a 4-stroke 125. Yeah, I'll give it a little start up. I always forget about this. Obviously, you have got a charging port down here, which I run neon lights off, but you can obviously charge your phone off as well at the same time. Really nice wide bars. You'll see like loads of stuff. It's different colours, I'm not too sure why, but it's a nice mix. You got like greys going on and this sort of rose gold, sort of bronzy colour on them and the forks. They are adjustable stock, which is pretty cool. And these comes with these stock as well, which is pretty cool. These came in handy today because I did drop the bike, like I say. I broke down earlier on today, which I'll put a little clip in probably at the end of what went wrong, or I might do it as a separate video. So yeah, so watch it if you do want to know, because it's the only thing that's gone wrong this whole time I've had it, and it was pretty major. The bike nearly caught on fire and I almost lost the whole bike. It was a bit sketchy. No fault of my own. It was actually down to, you know, the company and the builders of the bike getting involved. But yeah, I'll explain that at the end. I'll put in a video of what happened. I've literally just got it running again this afternoon after breaking down and having to pay 50 quid to get it home. And it was electrical, so I would watch that video because it's definitely something to be aware of if you get these, or stick around to the end. Like I say, bike's absolutely sick. I can't fault it, other than what happened today with some wiring. Like I say, it's been absolutely sick. It's obviously water cooled, but I've only put coolant in it once since I've had it in like 3,000-4,000 miles. I've had it 3 or 4 months and I've done about 4,000 or 5,000 miles. So it's not drunk a lot of water, which is pretty good. I went to Land's End the other week and did about 600 miles. I'll have some videos of that coming soon. Did 600 miles in like 2 or 3 days because I live in Devon, so went down there and went to Penzance and did a little sort of tour, went camping, had the bike all kitted out. It was yeah, it was sick. Obviously you can see the bike's really nice colour. It's absolutely beautiful. I like the blue. They obviously do an orange one, but it's basically just a copy of the KTM, isn't it? Same as the swing arm, really. It's basically that's also a copy of the KTM swing arm. The wheels, obviously, they're like a diamond cut wheel. They're really good. just different, I guess, aren't they? It's nice to be sort of different and unique. Bit of wire wool and they clean up nice. I haven't cleaned mine in bloody ages, so the bike's obviously not as clean as it could be, or as shiny as it could be. Obviously I'll have an oil change video coming soon on this. It's pretty simple. Yeah, literally it's like a 20-minute, half-hour job, nothing major. Seat's pretty comfortable. It's a bit uncomfy sort of here at the back, but you just gotta sit forward a little bit. It's not too bad, and you can take passengers on it. I have done, but and yeah, they've been alright. They've not said it's the most comfortable thing, but they survived, so that's all that matters really. So I'll do a little start up of the bike now. With this one, you can't, well, like most of them now, you can't obviously put it in gear with the sides down, and you've got to have the clutch in to start it. So there you go, clutch in. And you'll also see when you have the lights, you can turn the lights off, but you still have the front headlight anyway, because that's like the daytime running light. Or like I said, you see obviously when you turn the lights on, you get all this lights up as well, which is pretty cool. So obviously it sounds nice, looks nice. Too beautiful, the high beams, stupidly bright. Yeah, blind you. It's yeah, headlights are amazing. Probably best stock. Well, yeah, easily the best stock 125 headlights I've ever had. Yeah, absolutely sick bike. Insurance wise, I pay, just in case people are wondering, I pay £56 a month. That's with no claims bonuses or anything like that. Yeah, just in case you're wondering. So it's not really expensive at all. Obviously, if you're buying it new, it comes with the tax anyway. If you get, well, they've not been out long enough to need MOT for another 2 years anyway, so you're alright for the MOT as well if you get one. I really would recommend getting one. I think it's better than, I think this is probably the best 125 I've had. It's up, or it's definitely in the top 3. It's up there with my Yamaha WR and my Yamaha YZF-R, and this I'd say easily were my top 3. And my Kawasaki KLX 125 as well, I'd say it was up there just because that was reliable. It was small, little. If you haven't seen them, go and check them out. They're pretty cool. But yeah, that thing was alright as well. But yeah, it's definitely up there. It's an amazing bike. I'd definitely recommend getting hold of one for yourself. And yeah, I'll have some more videos on it coming soon, and some videos of the ride to Land's End. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you again soon.